Ashley family vlog today with baby girl's due date just a week and a half out. I wanted to real quick show you all the work that I've done to put together some freezer meals, dinners, breakfast, snacks, stuff like that. We will be blessed with church friends and family bringing us meals after baby, but I also wanted to have some things compiled for just convenient breakfasts for the kids, dinners, just extra meals like that. So real quick, I want to show you how I planned the meals, how I've tracked the meals, what the meals are. I know a lot of people have had success doing like one weekend or one day of just cooking all day long and then freezing those meals. I didn't go that route. I've done that before where I spend a dedicated day to making a lot of meals. This time around, I did not have the desire or energy to spend a whole weekend cooking. And honestly, it costs a lot of money if you're gonna go buy everything right up front. I mean, it doesn't cost more per se, but you have to put more money up front right then and there, and it's just a little harder on your budget sometimes to take that much money and go shopping. So what I did was more of a double my dinner some nights and then freeze half of it. Or if I had an afternoon where I felt productive, I'd make one or two things and pop them in the freezer real quick. Yesterday I made the kids chocolate chip pancakes, and I made a big batch and froze the other half that they didn't eat. And so that was kind of my take on it this time around. Probably over the last 2 or 3 months I've been doing that, and I started with things that I knew would last longer in the freezer, and then more recently have started freezing things that I know won't last quite as long in the freezer. So I'm going to show you how I've planned them down here, and then I'll go show you the actual freezers. So here's my lovely journal, just my bound book that I keep. Pretty much I use this to keep lists of everything. This is my planner, my organizer, my calendar, my everything list. Anything that I need to write down, I pretty much write down in here. You can see I have sermon notes on that page, and here are my freezer meals. So this was back in, let's see, what month did I start planning? August, I think. Back in August, I started jotting down ideas. Italian mushroom chicken. This is one of our favorite meals. It's literally Italian dressing, chicken breasts, and mushrooms in a crock pot. And then I thought we could just add some potatoes later. But basically, throw these things in a bag, minus the potatoes, because potatoes don't freeze very well, in a big giant Ziploc baggie, and throw them in the crock pot in the morning. They can even be thrown in frozen, and then let it cook all day. And I wanted to do several of those. I don't think I've made any of those yet. Just chicken with carrots, canned tomatoes, seasoning, just chicken and vegetables basically. Meatloaf. You can see I've crossed off the ones that I actually made. And I've made more than just the cross off ones, but this was just my idea list. I had a recipe for dairy-free white chicken chili on Pinterest. My last 2 babies have been milk, soy, and egg protein intolerant, so this time around, I am preemptively just going to go off all dairy, soy, and eggs. So I was trying to stock up on some good dairy-free ones. Avocado chicken salad was a recipe off Pinterest that I had in my dairy-free board. Once again, you can't make chicken salad with dairy, so avocado. Just chicken with onions and bell peppers, etc. to roast, kind of like fajitas. I cooked up some ground beef for spaghetti sauce. I want to still cook up some rotisserie chicken or chicken breasts and then shred it all up and have it in the freezer just ready to go. And then rotisserie sliced chicken for sandwiches or whatnot. I wanted to make some peanut butter sandwiches and freeze them for my kids. Muffins, banana bread, pancakes, tortilla soup, little individual egg cups, quinoa fried rice. And then I wanted to make sure I stocked dairy-free protein powder, Lara bars, and snacks for the kids, which I've stocked all these in the pantry. So this was my planning stage several months ago, just planning out ideas. And then as I made grocery lists from August until now, which is the end of October, I would plan to make an extra 1 or 2 double the meals, whatever I needed to do to have it all ready. So here's my November calendar. I don't usually plan all my calendars in advance, but with baby coming, I planned my whole year. All my calendars I wrote out. And then right next to November is what I've listed the inventory for everything. So what I actually end up making off those lists was 2 different things of ground beef, and I listed them individually so I could mark them off, not like just put a number in front, but I could actually cross it off and then at a quick glance know exactly what I still have. White chicken chili, and I marked which ones were dairy free. I made, I think, like almost 10 pounds of meatloaf, and I didn't have that many loaf pans, so I ended up making a bunch of them in little cupcake pans. And I was actually really excited about that because that's even easier to defrost, like for lunches or something. Or my husband was even saying, hey, you could pop one out and make a fried egg and some potatoes and make some breakfast. So these give me a lot of options. Now these are not dairy free. This was more for my husband and kids. And then I made 2 regular meatloafs, and then I made some large and small mashed potatoes to go with that. And then I figure you throw in a bag of frozen veggies and there's a whole meal for my family. 2 dairy-free tortilla soups, 3 different bags of egg burritos. I think I was cooking up beans, like a whole bag of dried beans for the tortilla soup. And I had so many beans left over. I was like, we're gonna do something with them. And I had all these tortillas in the garage. So I did eggs and rice. I think it was eggs and rice and beans, and just wrapped it up in a tortilla and then froze them in 10 in a bag. And I can serve those for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, honestly, to my kids and my husband. I can't eat those either, but at least it's something for the family. And then this, so most of these meals, no, actually those are all cooked. These are all cooked, actually. There was, I think it was a tortilla soup up here is not cooked. Like I'll have to put that in the crock pot, but most of those are cooked completely. And then I had leftover tortilla soup from another night, and so then I just divvied up in 2 small bags so I could have a convenient lunch for me. And then I had leftover chicken meat from tacos, I think it was last night, and so I just put that in a bag and froze it. So that is all of my meals. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's like 16 meals if I stretched them out. That's a pretty decent amount. They're not complete meals. They need like veggies or something thrown in on the side, but those are easy. The hard part was done. And then for myself, I wanted to have a lot of dairy-free snacks available after having a baby. Nursing, you get hungry a lot. So I have a dairy-free board on Pinterest for my last baby. And lactation cookies, I think those have to be baked still. I think they're raw, like just balls of cookie dough. No bake cookies I made for the whole family, but they are dairy free, and those are cooked. Oops, I'm losing my, there we go. Little pumpkin quinoa bites and chocolate peanut butter bites, kind of like those little energy balls with like peanut butter and oatmeal and quinoa. Once again, like easy snacks. When you can't eat any dairy, any soy, or any egg, that really cuts out a lot of convenient things. And that was really difficult the last time around with my son because I would be starving and I couldn't find anything convenient to eat, and I've got a crying baby and other kids to take care of. So I wanted to make sure I have a lot of snacks. Hence, also I have in the pantry vegan protein powder and Lara bars and stuff that I know I can eat, and I've been stocking those for months. Then I also made a couple loaves of pumpkin bread, and I found several bags of bagels. Surprisingly, bread and bagels and tortillas, they always have some trace of egg, soy, or milk in them, and my babies were intolerant to even like small traces of it. So I froze a bunch of bagels, and when I really get desperate, I can put a little bit of coconut oil on them and eat them that way, since I can't eat butter. So then for the kids' breakfasts, I made some muffins, banana bread, applesauce bread, more muffins, banana bread, and then like I said, I had chocolate chip pancakes and regular pancakes out there. And I would like to possibly do like some egg cups, like little individual egg cups, and freeze those with like cheese and meat or something in them so that they don't have just bread things for breakfast. For now, this is what I've got, and I'm really happy with the list. So let me show you the freezer real quick. Okay, so our inside freezer is kind of a mess. This is a lot of our just normal food now, but I think most of this shelf, this is that taco meat. I think this is a soup, and these are all those egg burritos back there. And then down here are pancakes, and then all those loaves of bread for breakfasts. I wanted to keep most of the breakfast stuff in the house so that it's easier. I don't have to walk in the cold garage in the morning. And then the night before, I can just pull something from the freezer to the fridge and know that I have breakfast defrosting in the fridge. Throw a little bit of fruit or applesauce, maybe scramble some eggs, or if I had egg cups frozen, I could pull those out as well and make it a complete breakfast. My kids get hungry like the second they wake up. So spending time to make breakfast is not usually something I like to do in the morning. So I like to have convenient stuff. Even without a baby on the way, I like to always have muffins or pancakes in the freezer for those mornings where I'm like getting going really slow and my kids are extra hungry and fussy and I need something fast and ready. And then here is our garage fridge, the freezer portion. And this is almost completely the freezer meal stuff. You can see we do have orchard apples that we had sliced and froze down here. Here's mashed potatoes, pancakes, the bagels I talked about, I think those are the meat, little mini meatloaves. Here's one of the soups. There's cookies and snacks back here, the bagels. There's more chicken back there. Here's the ground beef and the other little snack things. And so this is the small freezer, and it's stacked pretty full. I tried to come in here and organize it the other day. There's more muffins down there, but it's just so full that I don't think I can organize it any better. So that's the other freezer. So those are all of my freezer meals and snacks together. Like I said, I wanted something I wanted to be well stocked, but I wanted it to be low key and not like a weekend or two full of meal prep. So doing a little bit at a time over the last few months has worked really well. I've just, on the days where I've had energy, I've done stuff, and on the other days I didn't worry about it. So let me know if you have any other great dairy, egg, and soy-free recipes. I'm always looking for more ideas. Thank you for watching today. Please like us and subscribe. Thanks.